Hello guys, welcome to TNA Throwback as we are gonna cover another episode, another Impact. This time is the January 20th Impact, which is basically 4 weeks away from the next pay-per-view, which is against all odds. So let's quickly recap what happened on last week's show and have like a segue to this week's show. So last week's show was pretty straightforward. It had kind of like a one-show storyline. The Pope opened the show. He talked about beating Kurt Angle at the pay-per-view, where Kurt Angle after the match he was taken out by the World Congregation stable. So Angle is kind of off the show for now. Leto came out, challenged the Pope to a world title match. The Pope agreed because in his mind he had his allies at ringside. That's what his plan was. So there was no reason for him to deny Leto the match. This was an opportunity for him to beat him up more and retain his title. Then we got the segments where most of his guys were being laid out. It first started with Creed and Jordan, then continued with Devon. Then we had Storm and Drew taken out. And the big angle came when Sting returned, and after the World Tag Titles match where Abyss and Gunner retained the titles, he took both of them out with a baseball bat. So basically Sting took out 7 guys, I believe, in a singles night. And he left the Pope alone with no allies in the main event. So Pope is supposed to defend against Jay Leto, and Sting took out all his friends. And you know that Sting was missing for like a month because he was beaten down by a World Congregation. I believe it was in December. I don't actually remember this episode, but in the main event it all changed because the Pope actually got another ace up his sleeve as Matt Morgan, who turned on Tomko in the earlier part of the show, came out and helped him get the win. So the Pope actually got a new, member under the World Congregation faction that was Matt Morgan. So after the match, Pope celebrated and got endorsed by Matt Morgan. So the whole point of the show was to make Morgan a heel and align him with the Pope. I already explained that the idea is for the Pope to have some sort of a heavy behind him, since all of his guys are kind of involved in a storyline. Orlando Jordan and Creed are a joke. Devon is the global champion, Abyss and Gunner, and the tag team champions. Beer Money are again not a great idea for like a muscle type of guy. So I needed some sort of a muscle for the Pope, which Matt Morgan is. And I already told you guys I want to do something with Morgan, so I think this is the main play. So let's kick off this week's show, or I guess this week's Impact. The Pope opened the show. He introduced Matt Morgan as his new personal hired gun. He praised him, all this shit. Sting and Leto came out. They called the Pope a joke, a coward, and they challenged both of them to a tag team match tonight. Pope actually informed Sting he got the night off due to his world title defense, but they're booked. They will take on Beer Money tonight. And then Flair was shown arriving and looking for Bishop backstage. So this will be the opening segment. Sting and Leto are gonna be presented as a force, as a tag team, and they're gonna challenge the main heels here. But this will be there will be a what was the name? I forgot the name. Pope is pretty much gonna use an excuse not to take on them tonight, and actually he has a valid excuse because he just defended the title against Leto and he defended the title at the pay-per-view, so he has a night off here. So this is the main event. Then we Got Matt Morgan defeating Tomko. This is, of course, the beginning and the end of their feud. I don't think Tomko stands any chance. Matt Morgan will beat him quickly. He will beat him after the match, and this is how we send Tomko packing, and this is how we move on Morgan to the main event scene. After the match, of course, Lito will make the save with a steel chair, and Morgan will bail from ringside. Lito, of course, has some bad blood following last week's finish, so he needs to continue it here. Then we got a backstage segment. AJ Styles will speak with Cass and Daniels, and he will ask them to keep LAX away when he faces Eric Young later tonight. So last week we got the 6-man tag between Team Fight Club and Styles, Cass, and Daniels, and here we have a continuation where Styles takes on Young. I'm not gonna put these guys together in a feud. I'm just kind of losing time and putting some guys on TV just for the sake of it. Then we got the Knockouts Tournament kickoff. It's a first round match. Tara will defeat Madison Rain and advance. Then Carlito will defeat Suicide in a singles match. Anderson will come out and chase him off, so their feud will continue. Last week Anderson was sucker punched by Carlito and was finished off with a backstabber, so here he'll try to find his retribution, but he failed again. So Carlito's been pretty much outsmarting Anderson since the beginning of their feud. Aries will come out, and he will address last week's time limit draw between Shelley and Sabin. They were supposed to have a #1 contendership match and choose the winner of this match. Was supposed to face Aries, but they ended in a draw, so Aries decided to be fair and give both of them title shots. So basically, if Aries beats Sherry, he'll give Sabin a title shot. Of course, if Aries loses the title, he's not gonna be able to defend it against Sabin. So the first match of these title shots we got on the show, Austin Aries will defeat Alex Shelley when Sabin costed Shelley the match. This is gonna be by accident, of course. Sabin will be at ringside. He'll try to help Shelley, but he will cost him the match. This is not going to be a turn or anything. This is just going to be another part of the storyline. Then we will have Eric Young beating AJ Styles via Inside Cradle via distraction provided by a mystery man, a mystery masked man who is going to appear. Of course, it's believed that due to the previous segment, Kazarian and Daniels took care of Homicide and Hernandez backstage, so I guess this is a new guy that is under Eric Young's wing, or I don't know what will happen here. Then we got Jeff Hardy coming to the ring. He will seek answers from RVD and why he betrayed him after so many years. Rob Van Dam turned on Hardy last week when they lost the World Tag Titles rematch against Abyss and Gunner. RVD responded by saying that this was the plan all along, and one of his best fans is coming soon to TNA. So again, a tease for someone new coming to TNA. Then we got another match from the Knockouts Tournament. Angelina Wolf will beat Brooke Tessmacher clean via buttocks injection. And then we got a very important segment here. Flair will walk into Bishop's office to inform him about something regarding the position in TNA. And Flair will announce there is a deal signed with a new shareholder, and it's coming up in the following weeks. So Flair is kind of the messenger here. And of course, this is the beginning of the new storyline I'm gonna do. We're gonna start with teases like this, and we're gonna review it probably after a few weeks. I think TNA already did something like this in their program, but of course, this is the best way to insert some sort of a new authority figure, since World Congregation is pretty much running the show. Bishop is a heel authority. He's screwing up the babyfaces, so we need some sort of a balance here. And this is a great way to kickstart it, to announce that there's a new shareholder or a new investor who is going to be revealed. Uh, and it makes sense because Bischoff is not actually the owner, Dixie Carter is, so he doesn't have full control over the company, and there can be a new shareholder coming on the way. And you're gonna be very shocked to know his name. Then we got a match for the Global Championship. Samoa Joe will beat Devon via DQ when Devon will be seen doing a low blow on Joe, and Crimson will make the save. But actually, this is, of course, the point of this segment is first to solidify Joe and Crimson as friends, and the real point of the segment is after the match, lights will went out and they will come back and we'll have Brother Ray staying next to Devon and they will start a brawl. After this, Ray will clear the ring and he announced that he now goes by Prize Fighter Ray and he will go after the global title. And this is the beginning of the new program for the global title. I already told you guys on the last episode we will have we'll have a return soon. I don't know if you remember, but Brother Ray was taken out, I believe, in October. This was because Devon decided to join the Pope and the congregation. Before that, they were Team 3D and Tag Team Champions, and they actually lost the titles to Styles and Daniels in October. I believe it was in October. It was around Bound for Glory. I don't remember the exact show. I have done so many shows, and the show changed so much. So, Brother Ray was out for probably 4 months. He was having a very bad injury, and this is his return. I am repackaging him. I'm not gonna go with him by the name of Bully Ray. I'm gonna go with him as Prize Fighter Ray. Because I don't like copying exactly what happened on TV. That's why I made Devon do the heel turn instead of Ray. So Ray is now a face and he's gonna have his return program with Devon here. In a main event, Beer Money are gonna defeat Lito and Sting when Morgan will hit Lito behind Rev's back for the pin. Another fuck finish. After the match, Sting will take his bat and clear the ring from the heels and help Lito recover. So another show in the books. The company is going fine. The next show is supposed to be on January 27th, and we are officially 3 weeks out from the Against All Odds pay-per-view. We got 2 more shows in February, and then we got to the pay-per-view. So 3 more Impacts left. I think this was much more eventful Impact. We got a lot of the feuds set up for the next pay-per-view, and we're gonna see how well they will develop. So this was the show here, and we'll talk to you guys again.